Hi everyone, I'm Yazan, a PhD student at Aarhus University. Today I'm presenting our co-creation approach towards developing a BIM-based plugin enabling architects to embed social design intentions into digital building models. Everything started with the concept of social sustainability, and that's one major focus of this pro bono project, where we think that in addition to being economically and environmentally friendly, buildings have to be also socially friendly or socially sustainable. It is critical to assess social design intentions, or as we call them, SDIs, in building designs, and those are characterized as being qualitative and subjective. So we develop a formalization framework, ProFormalize, to digitalize SDIs. And this will eventually enable architects to capture those social design intentions into digital building models. But what is an SDI? It has two main components. The first one is the building element itself. Example of that can be a spotlight. And it has a social aspect that we want to evoke in the built environment. And that could be, for example, something like sense of curiosity in the building. And here, you can see the scope of our project, where the white box resembles architectural choice, something like window size, and human-centered criteria, something like privacy. If it's non-architectural or non-human-centered, then it's out of the scope of our work. Something could be about facility management, something about cost reduction. This is out of the scope of this tool. The core of this framework is what we call the product goal causality model, which has three levels: the product level representing the building element, the domain level representing the sensory experience. In this case, if it's light, then it should be a visible space, and the goal level representing the social intention, which is curiosity. We developed this tool in a co-creation, following a co-creation methodology that is involving potential users of the tool in the research and development process. We started with doing analysis of the users, of the purpose of the tool, which in our case is social design intentions in the built environment. And then we have moved to the research design stage, where we thought about how should the workflow of capturing such social design intentions be. And then we moved to developing the user interface for the users to capture SDIs. And then there is a cycle of evaluation, usability testing with potential users. Those potential users can be architects, academics, students in architecture or civil engineering, and so on. The co-creation process answers those 6 questions. What are the needs? What is the purpose? It's all about capturing social design intentions. So the purpose was that there is a lack of software tools that capture such intentions, and those intentions might end up being lost in the life cycle of the project. When this could happen, this could be during the planning early stage phase or during the renovation. Who can use it? As we said, architects and facility managers. How? It's a user-centered system based on the co-creation methodology that we are following, and the context is always socially oriented. So we developed the Prospect software tool, a plugin. The first step is you open a Revit session, you select the building elements that are involved. In this case, we have selected 3 building elements. That's the spotlight on the left part of the picture, the wall, and the floor where people can move. The next step is to define the spatial relation. We want the spotlight to be directed at the wall, so we can say L is directed at W. Next, we define the domain level elements. We have an occupant, O, and then we define the movement space of the slab, the light space of the light, and the visible space of that light. And then we are interested about the intersection between where this light can be seen and where people can move. And in that intersection, we argue that the curiosity is evoked. And the last step 4, is to define the social intention, which is curiosity. You can also give this SDI a reference, and the short description, like a natural language short description. The output is a text file presenting all the elements that I mentioned, the product level elements, the domain level elements, and the goal level. You can see also the GeoIDs are also captured of the building elements that we selected. And then the next step, what can we do with this text file? So as we said, we open the IFC file in a Revit session, and using the Prospect plugin, we select the building elements and generate the SDI text file. And then we can use both those IFC file and SDI file in our ProBIM analyzer, which is a Python code that we developed that takes the IFC and the text file, and it generates a ProBIM model, a new IFC model containing the social design intention. What you can do with that ProBIM model, you can query it. It has functions that are predefined. You can check the structure if there are any violations, if there is any GeoID missing, if there is any building element that doesn't connect to a social design intention. You can also check the semantics. You can generate 2D floor plans, or you can also like draw the polygons where those social design intentions are in the building. The ProBIM model is a 3D model. This is a screenshot from IFC viewer. You can here see the region where curiosity is elicited. That's the part of the floor plan where curiosity is elicited, the green area. And you can also use the file browser to get to that social design intention. The future work, which has already started, is how we can use large language model to produce those specification file, because in some of the rounds of the co-creation we got the feedback that architects don't like to perform a lot of clicks or a lot of steps to generate this SDI text file, and since it's a text file, maybe we can give a large language model a natural description of the social design intention and an IFC file, and then it can generate the text file that we want. At the end of my presentation, I would like to thank my team and Pro Bono project and the William Demand Foundation for their funding support. And this is my LinkedIn. If you are interested to see the latest updates on this, please feel very free to send a connection. Thank you very much.